Hey guys, James here, and today I want to make a quick video talking about The Cycle Frontier, which is an FPS RPG game currently in closed beta. If I had to describe this game using other games, I'd say it's like if you took the mechanics from Escape from Tarkov and combined it with the aesthetics of No Man's Sky. You can apply for access to the current closed beta on Steam, which is going on until April 25th, although I'm actually not quite sure when they plan on releasing the full game. Overall, I've been playing with friends and really enjoying it for the most part, but the game definitely has some areas where I think it could use some work. Of course, a quick preface, the game is still in beta, so a lot could change before release. I also just wanted to point out that I have a limited number of hours in the game, so 1, I'm still pretty bad, so maybe some of my issues with the game are because I'm bad, and 2, there could be things I just don't really know yet. Finally, while I did compare the game to Tarkov, I have to admit that I haven't actually played Tarkov, even though I've seen gameplay and have a general understanding of the game itself. Because of that, I can't say whether or not the game is as fun as Tarkov, but it is free to play, so it really doesn't hurt to give it a shot and see for yourself. But alright, let's dive into this. So, in The Cycle Frontier, you play as a prospector who explores the alien world of Fortuna 3. Prospectors are mercenaries of sorts who try to exploit Fortuna for its resources and riches. You work for a number of different corporations who give you quests to complete, and you and up to 2 other friends then deploy to the surface of Fortuna and attempt to fill your pockets with treasure. On Fortuna, you're able to do a number of things. At its core, the game is an RPG with a focus on collecting resources and completing quests and jobs assigned to you. You can whip out a pickaxe to mine rock, grab flora and fauna, and explore abandoned sites for other resources. Then of course you have the PvE aspect. Fortuna is filled with a bunch of alien creatures who will attempt to kill you if they spot you. You'll need to kill them for certain missions, and in order to collect parts as well. These guys can be no joke too, especially if you run into a pack of them, so definitely be careful. Then, finally, you have the PvP part of the game. Throughout your own expeditions, you'll likely run into other prospectors who are out for their own raids and may try and kill you if you're spotted. Conversely, you can also try to kill them and take whatever they might have looted. Once you're ready to leave, you have to make it to one of 2 evac sites assigned to you. These are generally going to be on the other side of the map. You then call in a ship and need to survive until takeoff. Then, when you're back in the hub world, you're able to stock up on weapons and consumables, and perform whatever upgrades you need to give you passive income, supply crates, and increasing your carrying capacity. So okay, let's actually start breaking things down. Let's start with what I think the game actually does well. First off, I just gotta say that the game and the map are absolutely gorgeous. I think the world is quite well designed and exploring it is always awe-inspiring. The environment is always changing too, as weather can shift quickly and storms will often come in, making travel very difficult. These storms are absolutely insane though, and honestly, one of the things that won me over with the game. I think that another thing the game does really well is instilling a sense of fear and suspense in you. You see, as you loot, you only have a limited amount of space, not only in your normal backpack, but also in your safety pockets. If you're killed on your expedition, you lose everything you've equipped and items in your backpack. The only thing you can bring back in that case would be whatever you put into your safety pockets. This permadeath made it so that I was always on my toes and playing very carefully. However, I do recognize that this could just be because I'm new to the game, and I understand that Tarkov started off that way, but as time went on, players started becoming far more aggressive. The permadeath makes inventory management quite important too, as you need to weigh the risk and reward of bringing certain or larger numbers of items with you on your journey. I think the sound design also contributes a lot to the sense of fear. Throughout your journey, you'll hear gunshots or footsteps off in the distance, and the sounds of alien monsters, including this loud, primordial growl which just instills the sense of deep, cosmic horror into you. Sometimes sounds would blend together, making me question if it was an automatic rifle in the distance, or the purring of an alien creature. I do want to point out though that the sounds in the game are quite loud, so definitely tread carefully. Finally, I really like the proximity chat function. Obviously, in most cases, it isn't going to help much, but I've had a really memorable story where we started fighting with a squad who then reached out using voice chat. We all came out into the open, did some crouch dances, and then parted ways. While I doubt most stories end that well, the fact that it happened at all was awesome to me. My friend had a story where on a solo run of his, he ran into another solo who agreed to team up with him. They even sat through a storm together, but unfortunately, he was ultimately betrayed by the friend. But okay, as I mentioned before, I do think the game has a lot of potential areas for improvement, so here I'm going to discuss some of the stuff I was meh on, or areas that I have major complaints around. First, let's start with the gunplay. I think overall it's pretty decent. At times it can feel a bit hard to control, and guns can also feel quite heavy, although this can be fixed by using different attachments. Attachments are particularly important since the iron sights on most guns are absolute garbage. I also just found the controls to be a bit odd, mainly the fact that they decided to have grenades and healing items on the same consumable slot, and that's just a bit annoying to me. I think the time to kill feels insanely fast. There's often times that I don't even get the opportunity to spot enemies before I'm gunned down. This can be especially tough as a new player since other players often have better guns and gear, leading you to constantly getting wiped. The problem is exacerbated by the fact that there's no shooting range that I'm aware of, so you don't really get the chance to practice or try out your gun and attachments. Because of this, I personally feel like the economy could be a bit difficult. You're provided a bunch of free resources at the beginning, but once you start running out, you'll need to purchase new guns and whatnot using the in-game currency. They do provide you a way to insure some of your gear, so you get some of the currency back in the event you die, but there are a number of items that aren't insurable. This makes it so that if you're brand new and bad at the game like me, it can be easy to just bleed money. It also doesn't help that some items just seem pretty pricey, especially some of the higher level stuff, but I guess that's the price you gotta pay for safety. Of course, I do have to express though that I think this does open the door to a lot of potential pay-to-win issues depending on how they plan on monetizing things. Add in the fact that other teams can loot areas for items you need first, and all this combined can make the game feel a bit grindy as you need to go on run after run hoping to find whatever you need. I personally also found the movement in the game to be clunky. This is especially true when you try to climb things or crouch and move through things. It can be really easy for you to glitch out, and there are often gaps that look like you should be able to squeeze through, but you actually can't. I also wish they gave you like a slow walk mode, almost like CSGO or Valorant, to make less footsteps than your normal walking speed. Finally, I'm just going to rattle off a couple small things that I think they could add to help improve the quality of life. I think it would be really nice for them to let you know how many of an item you already have while you're in the shop. I was honestly a bit shocked there wasn't a way for you to spectate your friends after you die, and would definitely like to see that added. I wish they included a pinging system and name tags for squad mates, but based on some of the changes they're rolling out in the beta, I guess I can see why they opted not to do so. It seems like the direction they want to take the game is more towards realism, where you don't really know where your friends are or your enemies. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the Cycle Frontier right now. Overall, I really enjoyed the game, but I have to say that I think there are some clear issues. Let me know down in the comments if you tried the game and what your thoughts are. I would love to hear from you, and of course, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button to help out the channel, and as usual, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.